All right, welcome to the FeedBak Podcast, everybody. My name is Back. Thank you for tuning in. This is episode 298. Couple of announcements. Number one, make sure you go back to the archive, check out the YouTube channel. You go to youtube.com/the feedback BAK. See all the faces, all the people that I've been talking to. We just did a Skankfest recap. So make sure you go check that out. I had Mosey in the house. And actually, Mosey returns. Mosey returns to talk about Vegas.
Oh, Mosey now, huh?
Yeah, Mosey. That's just...
Okay.
Mosey, the useless filler.
Yeah, okay. That's what we're doing. That's how we're starting this off?
Yes. That's
how
what
we're
we're
starting.
doing.
That's what we're doing?
Yeah.
Right.
And
that is the most French African way to start off a fucking podcast.
Yeah. Especially when you're here, I can really let go.
Heavy on the
Yeah.
light on the
Now, if my nickname is cunt, then we're going to have a problem. That's not even...
No, that's not your nickname. It's just the...
Useless, like Mosey, the useless spiller, sound like a children's book.
That nobody would...
I would. I'll read that to my son.
Sure you would.
I would. Mosey, the useless...
And then at the end of the book, your son would say, he didn't do anything, though.
Mosey's around. Mosey went to the market and moseyed around. Mosey in the mountains. Mosey in the festival. Mosey goes grocery shopping. Mosey does things.
Can't be a weight-bearing pillar.
Damn it, I got the hiccups.
Strictly decorative. Got it.
Yes. Just moves around aimlessly.
Hi, guys. Aaron Cheatham's in the house today. Pleasure to be here again.
I don't want to have the hiccups at the beginning of this show, man.
You know why you got the hiccups? Because that's karma. That's karma. God said...
Is that funny that I can't... I'm trying to breathe.
God said, you're wrong.
I don't know how hiccups work, but my diaphragm...
Whatever African God is in charge of hiccups said, that's what you get.
Shit. All right, Mosey.
You're going to have to sprinkle some dirt in front of your door or some shit like that.
I'm going to have to sacrifice a lamb.
Oh, shit. If that God has that much power that you got to sacrifice a lamb for hiccups, then there's a lot wrong with your faith. You should...
I'm sticking with Mosey, the useless pillar.
That's cool.
I'll go to hell. I don't care.
And I'll keep praying to Unchaka, who
the Senegalese god.
Yes, the Senegalese god of hiccups.
All right, so we just did a recap of Skankfest, and this is part two.
Part two.
Vegas recap. So
not to be confused with part one, the Skankfest recap. This is part two.
Straight Vegas.
The straight Vegas.
This is straight Vegas, yes.
Straight Vegas, baby.
So you want to start off or you?
Go
ahead. I started last time.
Sure, I'll start off. All right. We're doing a recap of Vegas itself, and off the rip, I'm gonna say fuck Vegas.
Okay, 3 things about Vegas. Number 1, fuck Vegas.
That's not number one. This is a precursor. I'll give you one, but in order for you to for the listeners here, all the feedbackians, to understand my mindset in picking my 3 dope things about Vegas, you understand where I was mentally coming into Vegas. I was tired.
Something I don't know. We all were.
Look, it was my first time in Vegas. And
wait, as a city?
Yeah, that's my very first time ever in Vegas.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought it was your first time at Skankfest.
No.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
That was my first time ever in Vegas.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Go ahead.
I'd never been to Vegas before. And look, I know I play city guy pretty decent. But at heart, I mean, I grew up in the country. And like I'm not going to say I'm not a fan of all the bright lights and shit. Especially when my name is in the bright lights. I like that part. But I don't know. It's just like, I feel like Vegas knows that you say fuck Vegas. And they're like, yeah, exactly. Right? And that's cool. Like, they're not trying to pretend to be something they're not. I'll give them that. But my introduction to Vegas was Rocky, which then immediately put a fuck Vegas skew on the first day or so of the trip. So like, just to let y'all know, this is like this is my introduction to Vegas. I get off the airport, I get out of the airplane, walk out the airport to catch my Uber. Uber pulls up, put my suitcase in. I go to get in the car, and as I do, I pulled my vape out so that I wouldn't sit on it, and the tank on my vape fell off, bounced in front of my feet, and then landed about 3 feet in front of me where it got ran over by a car in front of me.
Welcome to Vegas, Smosey.
Welcome to fucking Vegas. I haven't even left the airport and I've already lost.
You've already gambled and
I'm
lost.
already losing.
You're down already.
I haven't even left the airport. And like, yeah, my fucking, I just watched the top part of my vape that I literally just filled up with liquid. Oh, off the plane, waiting on my Uber, fill it up. I just filled it up. Put that shit on there, get in the car, the motherfucker fall off and gets ran the fuck over.
You should have played right then and there.
I thought about just getting back on a plane and coming home. It's like,
really? You didn't want to do a slide like, oh, maybe this is good luck.
No, that was a sign that, nigga, you ain't supposed to go home now.
This ain't for you.
Yeah. And so in that first day of my introduction to Vegas, I got a real quick crash course in Vegas. And it is what it is. But number one for me, top things about Vegas. I hear the food is good in Vegas. I hear there's tons of places that you can go, and they're like Emerald's Place, and they got all these fancy restaurants and all that shit. I went to Vegas legitimately, like, this was my first trip to Vegas, but I told my wife off the rip, like, this is about to be the most boring trip to Vegas you've ever heard of. And she was, the whole time I was there, get out and do stuff. It's like, but my mentality while I was there was like, not Vegas like that.
Vegas is like, from the outside looking in, like you can see Vegas from space. It's like one of those,
yeah.
Like when you think caricature of the opulence and power and over the top life that is the American life, Vegas is that
on crack.
There's nowhere else in the world that's like Vegas. You can say Ibiza, you can talk about any other big city in the world. But there's something unique to Vegas. It's like Vegas is over the top all the time, 24/7.
Always doing the most.
Exactly. So when I got in the Uber, I stopped at the Planet 13, the Walmart of weed shops.
Okay.
Now Whole Foods.
The Whole Foods.
Yeah, Whole Foods. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I guess it's like the mall. And I cashed my Uber to go back to the hotel. And the Lyft driver, as soon as I get in, starts playing like he's playing Dre songs. And the first thing he says to me is, "Hey, do you like strip clubs?" I'm like, "Motherfucker, just got off the plane, and I'm going to my hotel."
Mm-hmm.
And then he's already thinking, "Oh, this guy's here to party."
Right.
He's by himself. He just came back I just picked him up from the weed spot. So he's here to party. So I'm going to be welcome to Vegas. Going to go to a strip club, which happened later that day, but that's not the point.
Right.
But that's the first thing he said. And then he started playing, he was playing on the radio, and then like Bone comes on. And he goes, "Hey, you know this, 90s hip hop, really good." I'm like, "Motherfucker, really? You want that star? How bad do you want that star?"
He's working for it. Huh?
No, seriously, he was. And the guy looked like a 80-year-old Armenian refugee, and he's talking about, "Yeah, you know that."
Oh, Leonardo's dad.
Fuck. I was waiting for that. But then we drove by. The guy who picked me up from the airport. We drove by that giant globe, that big. And it's like, if this is not the biggest "fuck you, we got money" thing in the world, I don't know what is. Because you see it, like when you land, you see it, and I've seen videos of it, and they do commercials on it. They did like when Mortal Kombat 1 came out, they had like all the characters show up on the screen, do all kinds of animation. You're like, imagine how much that costs.
According to my Uber driver, that was, what did she say?
I can check.
I think she said it began with a one. It was either $1 billion or it was $1 billion to make that.
$2.3 billion.
Yeah.
Megasphere.
Yeah. So she said it was $1 billion, but it's 2.3. And she said it happened fast. She gave me, so like my shit got ran over in front of me. I yelled "fuck" loud as fuck. And then I get in the car, and then this bitch just was like, "Hi, welcome to Vegas," but with an accent. And so she's like telling me about all these fucking, and it's like, bitch, don't you see I'm pissed now? Like, I'm going through it. And you want to fucking give me the goddamn tour guide? If you look over this way, there's a spear. Bitch, I don't give a fuck about a spear. I'm going to spear you, bitch. Like, yeah. No, so she was telling me all about that and the football field. And we're about to get a baseball team. The Oakland A's are coming, and we're building a stadium. And this is $1 billion for the spear. And they're going to spend twice that on the baseball stadium. And I was like, bitch, I don't give a fuck about Vegas. I'm mad now.
Wait, so you did go and get another one, right? Didn't you say?
Yeah, I walked, and then...
Well, you got to your hotel.
Yeah, I was going to spare them all the details. But yeah, I get to the hotel, and I'm there early, so I can't check in unless I want to pay $50 to check in. And I was like, no, Vegas, you've already won once. Like, so I checked my bag at the front desk, and then I looked and saw that there was a vape spot like a little over a mile away. And I was like, cool, I'll just walk it. Because that's me. When I'm on the road, like, I like to feel where I'm at. You know, if I get a chance to, I don't need much of a reason to go for a walk when I'm in a new place, just to get the vibe of the place. So it's like, bet, it's a little over a mile away. I could do that. And I was going to try to take off my Jordans and put on my Chucks, but the dude at the desk was being like, come on. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, you know what? Fuck, I'll just walk. It's just a mile. And I walk for a little over a mile, and it's an outlet mall. And I get there, and now I'm walking through the outlet mall trying to find this motherfucking spot. I find it. It's a kiosk. And the dude's like, oh, yeah, we don't sell that here. You got to go to our store. It's like 3 miles away. And I was like, well, fuck you.
Fuck Vegas again?
Yeah, fuck you, Vegas. I just walked 1.5 miles out this bitch. So I call an Uber because I find another place that's like a mile away. Call an Uber, and that dude parks on the other side of the outlet mall that I've never been to before. And so it just says, meet me out front. And I'm like, where the fuck is the front? Where's the front? There's not a sign that says this is the front of the fucking outlet mall. So now I'm walking, I'm looking at the map, and I'm walking to where I think.
Are people walking in Vegas? Do people walk? I didn't see anybody walk.
Nigga, it was me.
You're moseying, sorry.
It was me. No, I wasn't moseying, nigga. It was me fucking in
two homeless dudes.
With a backpack on, with a jacket in it, and a bunch of bullshit.
It would have been hilarious if you had your luggage. You just
yeah, I would have fought somebody.
Walk back to Texas.
So I did like 2 laps around this fucking outlet mall trying to find the driver, and I'm texting him like, "Can you tell me what stores you can see so I know where I'm going?" Nothing. I call him. Nothing. Hey, I'm trying to find you. Where and he just goes, "I'm in the front." You're not helping, nigga. Like, where are you?
Yeah.
So then I finally, by going around, like walking around the outside of the entire fucking thing, find my fucking driver. And he's just sitting there chilling. He goes, oh, yeah, well, this is the front. I go, yeah, like I didn't know that, though. Like you were literally closer to where I started before I started walking. If you would have just told me, yo, I'm next to this, I would have seen that. But you didn't. You fucking left me on red, and I fucking walked 1.5 miles. So I get in this car, and we're driving to the place, and then he can't figure out how to turn into the parking lot. So we circle around it 2 times.
To the front?
Yes. And I'm like, did you try the front, nigga? Did you try the front? Maybe you should try going to the front. I bet you can
how
find
about an idea?
Yeah.
Go to the front.
Go to the front. And we circle around that shit like twice. And I'm like, just for me to get inside. And then I tell the chick, and I show her what I got. And she's like, oh, let me see. And then she's like, sure enough, yep, this is the very last one.
Somebody would have died.
So she would if it didn't probably happen. Yeah, because then I would and so she's like, it's the last one we have. Here you go, boom, got it. Thank you, right? Which was dope. Tie this whole thing up in a bow. The last night in Vegas, when I was on stage with everybody, at the end of the Skank Fest, I went to pull my vape out of my pocket on the stage, and the tip wasn't on there because somehow or another, when everybody was jumping up and down, the tip of the fucking thing broke in my pocket.
You should have played.
So the tip wasn't working. So I had to like use 2 hands. I had to hold the tip on with one hand while just to fucking use the motherfucker. So like I came in, you broke my shit. I'm leaving, you broke it again. I had to buy a third one.
I didn't know that.
I had to buy a third one when I got home because I went to the store like, hey, can I just get another tip? And they're like, it'd be cheaper just to get a whole new thing than it would. I was like, you kidding me? I just bought a new thing 4 fucking days ago in Vegas because my shit got ran over. And then I walked a mile, and then I walked another 1.5 miles, and then I got a new one, and then the tip broke off. And now you're telling me I got to buy another new one?
You have a shitty vape and bad luck. Maybe you're glad you didn't play.
It's fucking Vegas. That's why.
No, you're right. If Fuck You Vegas is your first one.
Mm-hmm. No, it's not. It's not my first one.
Okay, then I have another prelude then.
Okay, that's not my first one, but it could be.
No, I have another Fuck You Vegas because. So I was staying at the D.
I need to vape now.
Don't drop that bitch. I'm not responsible. No, but I was staying at the D, which, by the way, it's a horrible name for a hotel.
Yeah, especially when all the advertisements for the D is just
the D,
legs in the air.
Yeah,
and a big red D. So I was like, man, nigga, you got Amazon position up in this bitch?
Yeah, it's like, where you staying? I'm staying at the D. God damn it. No, it sucks.
Yo, meet me at the D.
Yes.
No, thank you.
You want to get some D?
No, thank you, nigga. You can come meet me at Caesar's Palace.
Bellagio sounds fancy.
Yes, MGM would be great, right? Yeah. How about I'm not coming to the D.
You want to come to the D? I got D right here. D's right there. You want some D?
Well, Detroit? No, nigga, I'm straight. I ain't going back there.
So I get to the D.
Mm-hmm. Sure you did.
Pause. And I check in
at Skankfest. You got to the D.
The D, yeah.
You got the D at Skankfest. You stayed at the D.
Oh, I love the D.
In Skankfest.
The D was great.
Tastes good.
And I ate there too the first day.
I bet you did eat at the D.
I ate at the D.
You ate all the D.
Oh man, that D was delicious. I had lamb chops at the D.
I'm sure you did. You had all
were juicy.
Juices all over the D. D loves juices all on my mouth.
I took my sweet time too. It was, oh my God, it was scrumptious.
Slow.
Yes. So I get to check in. I come to the check in, and then the guy goes, "Okay, well, here's your room." I'm like, "Cool." I go up all the way to the 31st floor. I walk in, and it's 2 beds.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, usually I don't do this, but my reservation was for 1 king size bed. So I come back down and I wait in line again. And I'm like, hey man, my reservation says king, and you got me 2 queen.
He said, no, but you are king.
No. This he had the balls to say. He said, he's like, I have it right here. It says queen. I'm like, motherfucker, the email's right here. What does that read? He said king. I'm like, all right, then switch my fucking room. And so this is like my Fuck You Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Entry level Fuck You Vegas. And maybe we could talk about Fremont later, but go ahead. What's your one?
My one for Vegas is not the D.
Really? You missed out on the D, man.
No. My one, I'm gonna start basic. We're gonna start slow.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember the name of it, but the diner we found in Circa. That's number one. Saginaw.
Yes.
Saginaw. That's it.
Good. We don't get to the food part because now go ahead. You can talk about
Saginaw.
That deli was on fucking point. 3 nights in a row.
3 nights in a row. That deli was on. The second night, I just ordered chips, and that was legit. Like I just wanted the chips. I was like,
oh, and you waited for them bitch too.
Yeah, and then
Tone 4 o'clock.
Tone came in and he was like, nigga, why did you order chips? I ordered fish and chips. I done gave you the chips, nigga. Why are you ordering just a box of chips, nigga? What? He basically called me a useless pillar too.
That's the point.
Tone was, but then the nigga was like, let me get a chip.
No, that was like I went back for the Reuben.
The Reuben was so good.
On Sunday,
Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night.
Sunday
so
night,
Friday night, I got the Reuben, and I told you you gotta do this because I'm a Reuben guy. I'm a corned beef dude.
I can't. When Cass's Deli was downtown on West 6, I think that's the last time I had a Reuben.
Oh man, so I actually went in there thinking like I could maybe get a Cuban. I was thinking Cuban. They didn't have any Cubans, but they had the Reuben, and Reuben and Cuban are like 1A, 1B for me. Right? I don't like cold sandwiches. I don't, unless I make it at the crib and it's like, I guess. But if I have the time, I'd rather like I'll throw my deli meat in a skillet real quick just to get a little sear on it and then put it in my sandwich. I prefer a warm toasted sandwich, and those Reubens were spectacular.
Yo.
Spectacular.
No, even the first sandwich I had.
You had the roast beef the first night.
Oh my god.
You had the roast beef. The chips were good, and then the last night, I got the clam chowder.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
And
I tried it.
And even that was slapping. I was like, you know what? When they got the clam chowder, I was like, bet. Like this is, yeah.
That was on point. So food wise,
that's my number one is Saginaw. For one, it's open 24 hours.
Yeah.
And it ended up being a place that like a lot of people from a lot of skanks, a lot of performers ended up at that place at 5:30 in the morning because time is a construct in fucking Vegas.
Oh, shit, man.
Like,
well, look, that was it Saturday that we literally crawled all the way there because our backs were hurting.
fuck.
We were in the escalator like, oh, this bitch is far, man.
Yes,
that Reuben though.
yeah. I'll tell you what though, I'm gonna get these chips right fast though. Let me see what these niggas talk about.
I'll be on all fours crawling my way all the way to Saginaw because I ain't going to, and I have to walk all the way back to my hotel. But I was like, yo, this is so worth it.
Yeah, it was definitely worth it.
So fucking worth it.
It was worth it. And the fact that literally once we walked out of Circa, I was like, deuces, homie, because I'm right here. Because Golden Nugget was right there across the street.
Yeah.
Like that made it even better. Like, I don't know how you made it back to the D. I guess it called you. It was the D was calling you.
I was like, yeah, I know my way to the D.
You're just holding your back in your stomach. Talking about, I just got to get back to the D, baby. I just got to get back to the D.
I know exactly where to go. I know my way to the D by heart, eyes closed.
As soon as I lay down, the D gonna take care of me. I'll be good. Just do something about my back.
Name.
But dude, like just being able to walk right across the street back to the Nugget was amazing. But like that spot, that Saginaw was like the perfect way to put a topper on the end of each night.
We didn't go to the strip clubs.
Yeah. Like I said, I went to Vegas knowing in my mind, like I knew like I'm not about to have a Vegas experience. Like I was gonna have a Skankfest experience. Like I was focused on like that, and anything that wasn't happening around Skankfest, like I didn't really have any interest in. Mm-hmm. You know, like when my homeboys came to visit, we'll talk about that later. But like we went across the street, but like in my mind, I was focused on
Skankfest, yeah.
on the task at hand. So I realized after my shit broke and I was like, okay, fuck Vegas. I'm not trying to have a fuck Vegas experience. So I'm not gonna leave this area.
Like it.
Yeah. Like I'm not gonna leave this area and allow Vegas to get the best of me. I'm just gonna stay right here and I'll come back another time and we'll fucking really I'll have to really go back and see what it's talking about. But that spot, Saginaw, like was the perfect capper for each night. If in a lot of ways it felt like, and we don't do this here in Austin, but like back in the day, like after a show or whatnot, we would all like go to gyms in San Antonio, which is like
there's a gyms here.
Yeah, they're 24-hour diner type joint. But like that would like be a place like
Magnolia. Back in the day.
Yeah.
Magnolia, 24 diner, like that.
Star Seeds.
Yes.
Shit like that. Like that place had that vibe where it was like, you know, we just got done performing, blah, 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 blah. We go back here, we post up, chill, chop up, get something to eat. It had that vibe of that late night diner, because that's what it was, a late night diner. But, you know, to find that and it not be all Vegas-y, it felt like you were just in a little diner when you were in there. That was the perfect chef's kiss for the end of the night each night.
So to keep it on the food tip, I actually stepped out a lot in terms of trying to find a place to eat because I didn't want to.
But this wasn't your first time. You've been to Vegas multiple times, right?
Yeah, but it was my second time on that side of Vegas.
But in general, you've been there.
Yeah.
So you're almost like a Vegas pro.
I know,
or at least a veteran. You've done.
Sure, maybe.
You're not a novice.
Yeah. But that side of town, my second time because it's Skankfest. That's it. But I'm always like before I stepped out of the hotel room, I was like, all right, I want to eat before I go and start smoking and drinking. So I always made sure that I had some food in me. Mm-hmm. And so I would look up like what are the spots at brunch or anything that's like literally within maybe 2-3 blocks. And I think it was on On Thursday, I found a diner that was like 3 blocks away from Notoriety, and it was near like there was a bunch of construction going on. But I had an omelet, like it was like a 5 egg omelet with cheese and chicken and vegetables, all kind of stuff in it. I think it's called Seventh and Carson, something like that. Delicious, fucking delicious. So every day I would try to find if I was gonna eat shitty, I would like, all right, let me at least find one spot where it's actually something that I can't find in Austin. Like a diner is a diner, right? And then I told you about the pizza joint I went to.
Mm-hmm.
Evil. It was like it's a whole pizza joint about Evil Knievel.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It was Evil Knievel. Nice.
Yeah. And then so they had crazy names for their pizza, and I had one. It was barbecue. Was it pulled pork? Yeah, it was pulled pork with barbecue sauce on the pizza with cheese and everything. And I'm like, that's lab. That shit was on point.
Yeah.
That shit was on.
Was it deep dish or thin or how?
No, it was thinnish.
Or like hand toss?
Yeah. It was like really. They had some fancy ones, like a pineapple, which is fucking sacrilege. But
no, it's not.
Shut up. They had like all meats one. They had like.
How dare you?
Let's not go there. There was that, and then there was the place called Le Thai, which was right between Notoriety. I know you didn't come to the VIP thing on Thursday, but the venue where they had the party, the opening party, Thai joint. And I remember going there last year with Godfrey, and I was like, I want to go back because they have this fried rice with brisket and the egg on top, a fried egg on top, and holy shit. I didn't eat the whole thing because I was scared. I was too lazy, too tired to go back to the hotel if I needed to take a shit. So I'm like, I need to stop right here to make sure that so I'm okay. But oh my god, that shit was on point.
Okay.
So overall, like I ate pretty well, and that Saginaw is fucking.
Saginaw is my number one. That was the first thing.
I got to put it up at number one. But the other stuff I had, I had the first night when I ate at the D. I had lamb chops, like the steakhouse of the hotel. Like every hotel has its own like fancy restaurant or whatever. I walk in there, everybody's in suits. I got.
You wearing a fucking jumpsuit and shit.
Yeah, it's like I'll take the table away in the corner, and you know how they look at you because you know people are there to spend money.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is not the the McDonald's in the near the lobby. This is like you're getting lamb chops, you're dropping like at least $50.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And they kind of have this look like, yeah, this guy doesn't look like a high roller, but he can afford to eat here. Kind of look.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when the waiter comes around, I'm like, yeah, I'll take the lamb chops with the vegetables, and then give me a glass of Negroni. He looks at me like, yeah, okay, I see who you are now. Yeah, just because I have a hat on and a T-shirt. Everybody had a collar on. I'm like, I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I'm in the D. So
I show up to the D as is.
The D, yes,
as is.
Yep, better accept the D. So yeah, to finish on the food tip. So number one, or you want me to
go? Yeah, you got another. Were you co-signing my number one?
Yes.
Okay.
With
well, then you can go first on number two.
All right. So my number two on.
Your number two.
Mosey, ladies and gentlemen. The Thursday, so the first night of Skankfest, I was at the pre-party. And I'm like, all right, Robert Kelly goes up first, Dan Soder goes next. I think someone else went up, and I was like, after that, it's going to be just a rock show.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't hanging out with anybody. I ran into Jamie Rowan that I met last year at Skankfest, who's from Houston, comic from Houston. And she looked at me like, yeah, I recognize, because we chopped it up last year for like 2 hours. And she recognized me, we talked, and I was like, I'm not going to stay here because, that music, not for me, and I ain't trying to like hang out. And I got on my phone and I bought a single ticket to see Michael Jackson 1. Just right there. I'm like, all right, what is it? Cool, $100. I'm in Vegas, might as well. I just saw the musical in New York, and that shit was dope. And I'm like, all right, let's see what Cirque du Soleil can do by Michael Jackson. So I hop in the lift, go all the way to Mandalay Bay, and it is a Michael. How can I put this? Acrobats can't dance.
Okay.
So as much as the musical, you had professional dancers. They knew all the dances. They had their own choreographies and everything. This is more like a Cirque du Soleil show with a Michael Jackson soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
That's the good. That's a good way to put it. They did the whole. There was some kind of a plot in the show where I missed the first like 5 minutes, but by the time I got there, and I was like maybe fifth row, like dead in the middle, and there was like a kid wearing a construction outfit, a knucklehead kid with a hat backwards, a black chick was wearing a jumpsuit, and a Japanese ninja. Michael Jackson 1 in Vegas features a Japanese ninja.
You don't know how the Japanese consume Michael Jackson. Maybe that was the way they consumed Michael Jackson.
What I got from the show was that it's the story of these four characters discovering Michael. So as they go through the thing, it's like, oh, they're gonna do some kind of acrobatics to PYT or whatever, and then or Billie Jean, and one of the guys, the kid with the hat backwards, all of a sudden he has the glove, and he starts to do Michael Jackson moves. It was one of those things, and they had the hologram. They had a hologram that would like come in and disappear, but the hologram was not Michael, an impersonator.
No,
I was so pissed.
Well, I'm sure you gotta buy the rights to Michael Jackson to be able to do that.
But you have all the probably, but it's fucking Cirque du Soleil. Like they got the money.
Yeah, but it take a lot of money to keep Neverland Ranch running.
Yeah, but I mean, and the dude was doing moves. The impersonator hologram was doing Michael Jackson move, and all of a sudden you do a movie. I'm like, Michael doesn't point like this.
Was it that dude from Fremont? Was it the dude from Fremont?
Bootleg Michael had me cracking up. We'll get to that later, but bootleg Michael and his uncle had me cracking up the whole time. But no, they had the hologram, and then the rest was just Cirque du Soleil shit. They do the trampoline, they do backflips and all that stuff, and I'm like, yeah, the musical is much better.
Okay,
but after that, I'm like, all right, what else is up? Because the show's over. And I'm like, all right, I need to find. So I get it on Eventbrite. And I'm like, this is Vegas. It's got to be a reggae, Afrobeats party, something. Right? There's no way. And I found this spot that says dancehall reggae, Afrobeats, and at this bar restaurant. Hop in the lift. Get there. Place closed. Lift gone, by the way. So I'm stranded in the middle of a shopping center by myself at like midnight. And the place is closed. And I'm like, all right. And there's another dude pulls up. And I'm like, did you see the thing on the Eventbrite too? He goes, yeah, I came just for that. And I'm like, it's Thursday. This shit is not happening. And I'm like, all right, well, let's see, what else is going on. And I found hip hop, R&B party at Tao.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, cool. Hip hop, R&B, top 40. I fucks with that. Hop in the lift. I get there, and $40 cover.
Fuck Vegas.
No, this is the title of the show. Fuck you, Vegas. $40 cover. I'm like, I'm in that mode. Like, look, I'm here. Might as well. Otherwise, I'd be like, there was nothing going on that Thursday night anyway. After the live show, I didn't want to go to the strip club or anything because I went live before. We'll get to that. But I'm like, fuck it, let's just go. And I went $40 cover, $13, $14 drink, and it's EDM. So fuck you, Vegas, for advertising for parties that don't exist.
You got fire fested.
Seriously. Like, it's on Eventbrite.
I wonder if Ja Rule's behind all of these events that aren't
Oh my God. But the Tower place was packed. But it said hip hop R&B.
Yeah.
I'm like,
fucking lies.
Cool. Yeah. They fucking lie to you. Because they know people come for the Vegas vibe. Hey, high rollers spend money, We can give you anything. and people will buy it just because it's Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
And just because of that, then you fall for it. Next thing you know, you just dropped $200 in one night trying to go places, and you didn't do shit. It's like seeing people doing backflips to Thriller.
I dropped $160 at Mount Rushmore. And it was like, how did I drop 100? Because it's Mount Rushmore. You're like, oh, I got to get stuff at Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
And it was like,
you got to do the thing where you at.
It's funny because like I went to Crazy Horse, which, had a whole spiritual connection to it. And I think I dropped $30.
Right. Crazy Horse what?
The Crazy Horse Memorial, not the strip club.
Oh,
Crazy Horse Memorial. Yeah, no. Crazy Horse Memorial for Chief Crazy Horse. It is like a whole spiritual thing, and it's way bigger than Rushmore, and it's like $30. And then we go over to Rushmore, and you walk up this fucking thing, and it's like, there it is. Hey, come over here to this gift shop and buy everybody something. And it's like, I spent $30 for an emotional and spiritual connection that I had at Crazy Horse, and then I go over to fucking Mount Rushmore and drop $160 for some shot glasses.
Fucking, you got is what it is.
So, to get everybody a shot glass and magnets to put on the fridge and all that shit. And it was like, I was very disappointed. So,
no, I mean, that's how they get you. They know you there to spend money, and because you want that quote-unquote Vegas experience.
Yep, for the name. You're going to spend the money just because you're at the place, because you're in Vegas. So, of course you're going to spend money. If you're at Rushmore.
And these motherfuckers said no card, cash only.
Oh, so now I got to go to ATM. Now I got to do the work for you.
Yep. I have to go.
I'd have been like, yeah, I'll be right back. Boop, boop, boop. Lift? Yes. Take me somewhere else. Take me to the D.
I'm going back home to the D. This is bullshit.
Oh, well, then find me another D. If not the D, then take me to a D.
Any D will do.
Any D will do.
Any D will do should be a t-shirt. Any D will do. So that was my Thursday. Michael Jackson, good, not dope. But the fuck you Vegas for false advertising.
My number 2 is Saturday. Friday. Saturday. What day did I meet him up? Anyways, I walked down to it was Friday.
3 days.
I know, I'm trying to remember which day. The day that, I think it was the night that we went to the karaoke place. Was that Saturday?
That was Saturday, yeah.
Okay, I think it was that night.
Yeah, it was Saturday night.
So,
that's the night we crawled back to Circa.
So, that night. Was it that night? It may have been the night before. Doesn't matter. It was the night before. It was Friday night. What I'm thinking of. Friday night, first night.
Sure.
Yep. I'm coming down. Me and you were on the phone. And you're like, let's go. We're going to need something to eat or whatever. And we're on the phone.
Uh-huh.
And then you go, I'm in front of you, stupid. Because that's how you talk to me. I'm in front of you, stupid. And you're like across the fucking thing. And you hang up the phone. I can see you. And I go, oh, okay, he's right there. And then, as you put it, I disappeared.
You moseyed out.
We walk down the stairs from Notoriety's on the 3rd floor, go down the 2nd floor. I hang up the phone with you, and as I'm walking by a bar, the owner of the bar comes out and goes, "Nice shirt." And I was wearing a wrestling shirt. It was a shirt that says The Elite, but it had the Chicago flag colors on it, kind of like a dig at CM Punk. That's why Kat Ramzinski hates that shirt. But she's a fucking idiot. So I go, "Oh man, dope, yeah." And we start talking a little wrestling, and he goes, "You know who this guy is?" And there's a black dude standing next to me that I guess I hadn't really noticed. And he turns around, he goes, "That's Willie Mack." And I was like, "The Willie Mack?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm Willie Mack." And I go, "Oh shit, nigga, you're Willie Mack." And
Who's that Willie Mack?
Willie Mack is a wrestler. He's been in the game a long time. He's a veteran in the game. He's been in Ring of Honor. A lot of people's favorite wrestlers, they came up with this dude. They went on to WWE, AEW, whatever. Willie Mack, he's still in Ring of Honor. He's he found his spot. He's good there. But he's a name, right?
And he's just hanging, or is it?
Yeah, he was hanging. He was just hanging with the owner of the bar because they were gonna have midget wrestling the next day.
Okay, I saw that.
So he was hanging outside, and the owner apparently is a huge wrestling fan. So then he's like, "Come inside," and I go, "All right," and so that's why I disappeared, because as soon as I hung up the phone with you, that conversation happened.
I saw you walking towards me. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know. I was walking towards you.
And I look down, I look up, and I'm like, this motherfucker just vanished.
Yeah.
It
happened.
And at no point you had the fucking decency to go, hey, I just stepped in this store real quick.
Yo, I thought I was just pop in, pop out. Like, I didn't know I was going to be gone for a minute. I didn't know that's what was happening. I stood there
like a jackass for a solid 15.
Well, that's what you get for calling me a useless pillar. So
I know. I'm holding on to it.
Who was standing like a useless pillar that night, waiting?
I support shit.
So we go inside, and he's like, "You want a shot?" I go, "Yeah, sure." I take a shot with him. Then he takes us down this little hallway, and that's the thing about Vegas is like everywhere you go has a random hallway that takes you somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
So we go down this hallway, and he's telling me, we're talking about wrestling and stuff. And he goes, do you know the Human Tornado? I go, yeah, I know the Human Tornado. And he goes, hey, he's right here. And then sure enough, the fucking Human Tornado standing there. And
a wrestler?
He's a wrestler that was on my podcast back in the day when I used to cover like the indie shows and stuff. We'd do the podcast live from indie shows in the area.
Uh-huh.
So like, and I'd have I'd have my thing set up, and wrestlers would come by and jump on the mic, and we'd cut it up with them for a little bit till somebody else came in, and then we'd switch it out.
Mm-hmm.
And that dude was on my podcast a couple times. He is a legit legend in wrestling. And he's just there. And I'm like, remember, I reminded him of, doing the things like you had the match with Baby D. And he goes, I remember you. So then now me and him are chopping it up. And then Willie Mack is chopping it up. And then the dude that's the owner spot goes, come here, let me show you this. And he takes me around to where they're setting up the wrestling ring for the next day. And he's got glass case in there with like ring worn wrestling memorabilia. Like tons of badass shit. He's got.
You're geeking out.
I'm not geeking out. To you, it might sound like that. I mean, I just sat here and listened to you. I just listened to you talk about Afro beats and fucking shit. And I'm like, oh, he's geeking out about the nipples got hard talking about Afro beats in the D. So,
I'm saying. I mean, the reference. I'm not a wrestling fan, but you're geeking out about it, which is fine.
So, and for a moment, it was like, oh shit, this nigga's got. Yeah, it was like oh shit, this nigga's got some real shit. Mm-hmm. He's got Penta, Settle Metals, fucking whole suit mask, a Rey Mysterio mask, Mick Foley's outfit that he wore at Mania one year. He's got all this shit. I was like, oh, this dude's like a collector. Pretty sick, right? So then he's like, come by tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. And then I walk out, and then I find you. And you're like, where you been? And I was like, Vegas, baby. But that was like, it's one of those things, like, I guess, like, Vegas is that place where around any corner, you never know what you can get into. And just like that, and literally the amount of time it took you to look down at your phone and look right back up, I disappeared.
Yeah.
And went into a whole little pocket dimension of like wrestling fandom where I'm now like surrounded by real wrestlers, looking at real wrestling merchandise and, talking wrestling with these cats. I was on the phone with you, hang up, pulled into a bar, fucking.
I mean, it was literally, there was the actual pillar.
Mm-hmm. a weight bearing.
Actually, one that supports some shit.
Yeah,
that was supporting that third floor.
I support.
And you walk like I saw you walk through it. I look down, I look up, and you were gone.
Yeah, that was dope. That was just like random, and it's like, man, of all the random weird bars I could have got pulled into, I could have got pulled into like a bar where they like fucking smoking meat. Could have got pulled into a bar where they're where anything is their thing, right? I could have walked into a goddamn Nancy Pelosi bar where everybody's getting Botox. Could have walked.
So the place you went to, I forgot the name of it. The one
where
it was the back room.
Nerd. It was the
no
nerd.
odd fellas.
Oh, I'm getting that later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But the nerd bar is where I was at. Where
that's what I called. Okay.
Yeah, and so I ended up going back there the next day before I went to Oddfellows because I was going to try to catch the wrestling show or some of it at least.
Mm-hmm.
But I was there like apparently 2 hours early, and I wasn't finna sit in that bar for 2 hours waiting for the goddamn wrestling to start. But they had the bar was cool because it was one of those arcade bars.
Yeah.
And in addition to arcade stuff, like you had to pay for the arcade games, but then they had like consoles set up all over the place on the big screens. And you could just play those. You didn't have to like pay to use the PlayStation 1 and play Tekken.
Yo, I looked on Wednesday. I actually Googled arcade in the area, and that didn't pop up.
So I went
and
in.
I asked you, I'm like, did they have actual video games? Because to kill time, I would have gone there and just popped in some games and just.
Yeah, they had arcade games, but the selection of arcade games wasn't as great as I thought it was going to be. But they had, like I said, they had Super Smash Brothers on one TV. They had Tekken. They had Tekken 2 on another TV. Nice. They had Mortal Kombat on another TV. They had like and they were all on different consoles.
Yo, this will be my second spot after the tank.
That was so yeah.
That's
they
my money is.
They had it was a cool little spot, and then around go down a hallway, and then they were doing wrestling over there, and that's where all the memorabilia was. So that spot, the nerd spot, just like that was a lucky find to be able to like just walk by, get sucked into that fucking vortex, fucking run into a guy I haven't seen in 5 years, and then share love of wrestling, and then also go back there later and kill a little bit of time playing fucking Tekken and playing video. We were with a guy that is apparently like a savant at the claw. The claw that goes down and grabs shit. We had my homeboy, he had a friend that was like a savant at that shit.
That shit is easy. I win all the time.
And he was like, oh yeah, my whole living room is like full of stuffed animals that I win in the claw. I was like, who the fuck? You say you do. I don't know anybody that wins in the fucking claw.
I do all the time. All my son's lovies are from the claw.
Well, I watched this dude talk all this shit, and I said, prove it. And then he fucking swiped his thing, first try, pulled out a fucking Mario banana that wasn't even like, it was not even like it was sitting on top. It was like buried.
Okay, I know.
And he called the banana. He goes, I'm going to pull the banana out. And I thought the banana just looked like a little banana. I don't like how I did that with my hands.
Yeah, just staying at the T right there.
I thought it was like just because that's all I could see of it. But when he pulled it out, it looked like the Mario banana, where it's like the thing and then peeled like that. Yeah. All I could see though was just one of the arms of the peel.
And he grabbed it.
He grabbed it, pulled it out first try.
Fuck.
And I was like, dude, you fucking showing off. You just went and pulled like some shit that was buried under other things. How did you even see that fucking? Because he called, I'm gonna get that banana. And he pulled the fucking banana out first try, and I was like, "You're a fucking witch."
I love that shit.
You're a fucking witch. And his homeboy that he was with was apparently like a strong man, because he went to the punching thing, and on his first punch was like 5 points away from breaking the record in that bar on the punching bag. And I was just like, "We're the fucking Avengers."
All right, this is gonna be my second spot. Fuck it.
Yeah,
I had to see that.
It was cool, but it also felt old.
I don't care.
And musty. But
it's Vegas.
Yeah.
Notoriety. You're
exactly
over an abandoned mall.
It kind of added to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It had that, but it was like, yeah, of course, because back in the 90s when we were at arcades like this, the floor was sticky like this.
Yeah.
This is the same look, the same aesthetic that they had when we were younger to an extent. So, yeah, like that spot, the nerd spot, getting sucked into that and then spit back out. And
literally spit back out.
Spit back out at the D. That's my number 2. Like just the random shit that can happen there, and that random thing happened in the blink of an eye, where I went from in front of you to gone into like a real cool little spot that was right below us the whole time, and nobody was really fucking with.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was trying to tell people like, "Yo, bro, go down there, like go check this out," but everybody was kind of like,
I was standing in line for 3 hours. Stick ass Mark Norman.
Yeah, or go downstairs and whoop some niggas' ass and Tekken right quick, come back with the big D.
Tell somebody to hold your spot, go down there, play, and come back.
Yeah,
people will be that cool.
What's your 2? Or your 3? Because you already gave us number 2.
What was my 2?
Your number 2?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I didn't give it to you. You started.
No, because I said your number 2 when you said it and you laughed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember?
Yeah.
Because we did the thing.
Yeah. That's cool.
Oh, the place you went was your number 2, Cirque du Soleil.
No, that was because I did the food.
That was one.
Yours, that was one.
Food was one.
Cirque du Soleil was
2.
My 1.
No, you said that was your 2 because we were joint on the 1.
I didn't have a 1.
I thought you.
I added on to your 1. That was not my 1
I asked you if that was your 1, and then that's why I said.
I'm sorry.
That's why I said number 2 when you said Cirque du Soleil.
I was adding it to Cirque du Soleil is my 1.
Oh, so I gave 1 and 2 before you gave 1?
Yeah.
This nigga, see, this is why you can't let a fucking French African come up with the goddamn rule.
No, you said fuck you Vegas. We talked about. Then I added on to fuck you Vegas,
and then I did the one with
the food
Saginaw,
and I added on to your 1, so it's still yours.
Well, I thought you were also saying Saginaw.
No. I agree with your 1. Is what I'm trying to say. It's not my 1, but I agree with.
I thought that was your 1.
No.
Then what the fuck were you talking about? See, This is the shit. This is what I'm talking about. You come on the feedback, and this is what happens
It's
when
my goddamn show.
This is what happens. This is what happens when niggas show up tired. So
No. I was adding on to your one. I said I agree with Saginaw.
Okay.
There's other spots.
so then Cirque du Soleil was your one.
Cirque du Soleil was my one.
Okay. Well, then what's your two?
Okay, my two is the blackout dinner.
Okay.
So I met Yamanika in New York earlier in September. And the night I met her, she was like, hey, if you're going to be at Skankfest, I'm trying to book a reservation to go do this blackout dinner in the dark. And I'm like, and she's like, are you down? I'm like, fuck yeah. Okay, here's my number, blah, blah, blah. And up until, even before I left Vegas, she was like, hey, I'm sending text messages to everybody who will, try to make that reservation. And it was the Saturday. And I had heard of it, dinner in the dark. I didn't know what to expect at all. Got in the Uber, met up there, and she said, hey, you got to be there at 6:15. So I was in the middle of a show, I think, at the stand. I was watching the show there, and I'm like, I can't be late to this because you all have to walk in together. Mm. So I get there. Yamanika gets there with her friend John, and then Khalees Hawkins, Carrie Cadet, and Nick. I forgot his last name.
Swartzen.
No.
Roche.
No. Really? that was pretty bad. No.
He might have been there. He might have been there.
Yeah, in the dark somewhere. Yeah.
Spirit.
But anyway, we're literally. Some of us are freaking out about this because you don't know. It doesn't say anything. Dinner in the dark. And you're like, all right, take everything that makes light, put that in the locker room. And we're going to go in there. Here's how it's going to work. We're going to go in this staging room. We're going to put our hands on each other's shoulder. And the waiter has night vision goggles going to guide us to our table. So...
this sounds like some fucking horror movie shit. This sounds like The Menu Part 2 or some shit.
Yeah, I know. We all thought that. And by the way...
This also sounds like the last place niggas is supposed to be eating.
Oh, watch. Hold on. I mean, you can't see shit, but... So...
Yeah, you couldn't watch.
No, couldn't see shit. Seriously. Eyes closed, eyes open, didn't matter. And we get there, so she goes, all right, here's your chair. You feel your chair. This is the table, and I'm just pull up to your table. Your water is always going to be on the right hand side, and your drink will be on the left. And we're going to bring in food. We're not going to tell you what it is. We're not going to tell you.
That's the part that's kind of bullshit to me. Like, you can't just bring me shit and not tell me what the fuck.
No, trust me. That's I like this. I like to see what I'm eating. Mm-hmm. I think most people do, right? But the way Yamanika pitched it to us before we walked in, she was like, look, I've done this 3 times, including once by myself, I think. And the whole point of the experience is kind of to let go and just embrace the experience, because when you go to a restaurant, there's a lot of distractions, mostly visual, where you're looking at, the paintings, you're looking at the bitch at the table, the other table, you're looking at your phone or whatever. But this is like, yo, you're just gonna be in this restaurant, and it's a legit restaurant, so there's other tables around us, and we can only hear them. It just happens to be pitch black.
Why? This is what I don't get. All right, like, why can't niggas just eat? Why do people gotta keep trying to reinvent the wheel? Why?
Look, we didn't eat on top of a building on a tight rope. Like, this is literally, they're bringing us food.
I'm not talking about y'all specifically, but like the even to have the idea of, check it out, I got this idea for a restaurant. And look, we gonna save money on overhead. No, because we ain't never gonna have no lights on in that bitch. Yep. In fact, there's not even lights on in the kitchen.
Our wait staff is blind too.
Yeah, but it's like, who thinks of all that? Like, I'm not trying to knock the experience. Yeah. I'm just saying, who the fuck says, you know what would make dinner better? If we couldn't see shit. That would make dinner oh, because now we have to use these other parts of our mind. And
It heightens our sense, our other senses. The
California,
touch,
that's
the
where this
taste.
shit came from. Fucking California.
Of course it did.
Fucking
Of course it did.
California. Figure out your water, California.
No, so we're sitting there, and I have to admit, like, there are weird things you take for granted just because you can see.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet you, so the waitress is the only one who can see shit with her night vision goggles, right? And we didn't even know when they would bring the food because you wouldn't feel it.
You mean you just...
They were like ninjas. Like you see the red dot of her night vision going around or walking around the table, or somebody else would come up, and then all of a sudden she goes, "All right, your 7-course meal, by the way, 7-course meal. Okay, your entree or whatever is in front of you. All right, if you touch it, you're gonna feel it's a bowl, and there's a spoon in it, or the spoon is on the right.
That's the thing.
Or this is finger food.
How do niggas set a table or dishes in front of you without a nigga? Was there somebody sitting across from you?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, you're at a table, niggas sitting all around. Either you guys were so locked in to your experience that you didn't fucking notice that people were doing shit, or they got legit fucking ninjas in there, and we should be concerned about what type of place this really is. Is this a restaurant, or is this a breeding ground for fucking night ninjas?
I don't know, man, but we got, first of all, it's a table full of black people except for John.
So it's loud.
We're allowed. We got 2 complaints.
Yeah.
We got 2 complaints.
So you guys are loud. It's a table full of black people.
Yeah, I mean, they knew we were black. Yamanika was just yapping her head off. And at one point she said, okay, we could do it. There's hard mode and there's soft mode. Hard mode is when I don't tell you shit. No direction whatsoever. And soft mode is when I give you some direction about...
The waitress says this?
The waitress says that. And I just yell, I want it hard. In the dark, who gives a shit?
You want it hard in the dark, who gives the shit? Because you were at the D.
I was high. I was high too. But what was interesting to me was that we were probably there for a couple hours. But within 20 minutes...
Would you have been there for a couple of hours if the lights were on?
Yes, a dinner. To me, like a fun dinner.
Did the darkness take away from the social aspect of it?
No, I think it enhanced it. Because two things. You never run out of shit to talk about because you're talking about the experience itself. Like you're trying to guess what they're serving you. Oh, this is Brussels. At one point, I said, the way I saw the red dot coming back, and I said, "Yo, that soup is fucking good. Like everything was delicious. It's all vegan. I'm not even a vegan guy, but everything was fucking delicious." And I said, "Yo, that soup was on point." And she goes, "What soup?" I'm like, "The soup. I know it's soup. I reckon I know soup. When I taste soup, there's a bowl, there's a spoon, and then it's like, because they're like, we're not supposed to tell you anything. You figure it out." So as the conversation piece, somebody goes, "Oh, this tastes like this. Oh no, this tastes like that." So
listen here, that's a dick move.
What?
Bitch, you better tell me what I'm eating. Don't fucking play coy because I can't see your face. Don't fucking play coy with me, bitch.
I'm saying
If you say this soup and she's like, "What soup?"
I did. I
yeah,
did say
like bitch, don't play with me then. No. What did I just eat? If you're telling me that's not soup, like don't. I would be Angela Bassett dishes throwing in that bitch.
Oh, really? You won't even know what you're doing. This could be a wall in front of you.
It might be. It might be. And I'll be
start swinging at people.
And I'll be sitting there soaking wet with not soup on my face.
and at one point I was like, because you don't know how much food you're putting on your spoon or your fork, so you don't really know when you're done until you actually like fucking scrape your utensils or whatever. So I'm like, I bet that waitress looks at us right now, and we're just like trying to figure it out, just trying to scrape the thing, and we look it like fucking dumbasses.
How many times did they go get another waiter and be like, "Come look at this"?
Yeah, exactly. I bet.
And it's just some dude going, "Hey."
No, but you know what? It would get concerning when no one would talk, when someone just goes silent for like 5 minutes, because you're like, okay, either he's eating
or he's sleeping.
Or he's freaking the fuck out right now in the dark. Because Nick was like, "Yo, this goes against everything I stand for." Like I can't. I'm trying to relax right now, but it's very, very fucking hard.
Are grown people still scared of the dark? Is that a thing?
No, but it's the lack of control. It's not like a dark thing. It's like, oh, I have no control about my whereabouts, what's around me. I can't touch it.
Whose
I can't
hand is in my pocket?
Exactly. At one point, like Yamanika told this story about a Jay-Z impersonator that we were just laughing our asses off and cracking at it at the same time, and we got up 2 complaints from that probably. But I think that it's one of those, Vegas just sucks you into doing some shit that you would never do in regular life.
When you were telling me about this, I think the first thing I said to you was, "There's too many fucking rules. That's too many rules to eating. Like I'm not telling you what you're eating. Sit in the dark. Fucking your water's on the right hand side. You know what I'm saying? Keep the volume down, bitch. This is too many rules. Like this is too many, especially when you got a table full of black folks. That's too many goddamn rules."
Oh, I mean, at one point, Carrie almost got up and fought the waitress. Not get up and fight, but the waitress came back when she said, "Oh, we got 2 complaints from other tables," and Carrie was like, "Really, you gonna put us on the map like that as black folks?" Blah 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 blah. And then, they hashed it out, but it's definitely something. It's kind of eye opening because you wonder, like, could I actually do it? It's not, to me. It's not that crazy of a concept.
I mean, I've lived without electricity.
No, I mean, before I walked in there, I'm like, yo, this is Senegal when the power goes out for 3 days.
Shit, it's Austin when the power goes out for a week.
No shit. I mean, this is nothing crazy. Do you
think people make more of it than what it really is? The experience?
They do if they go by themselves. If you go by yourself and you sit in the dark with no one to talk to, like you're at a restaurant. They have music playing. Music is actually pretty dope. But you're just sitting there by yourself in the dark eating. That's weird to me.
I would do that.
I'd rather have somebody, okay, we can talk and interact, and now we're interacting maybe differently because we happen to be in the dark. Like, you can't see my facial expressions, for example. So everything I'm telling you, you have to, like...
Oh, you mean like when we text and you think that I'm upset when I'm not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like that. Can't read you. But
I would intentionally say everything monotone in there. Yes, Beck, I am enjoying myself very much.
And putting me to sleep. The interesting part to me is more the human aspect of, no distractions. Now you have to talk to somebody. You can't go on a date and sit there and not say shit.
Yeah, that would be weird. Like, I mean, that could, if you are a good communicator, a good vocalizer.
Yeah.
You could probably talk your way in a lot of pussy at a spot like that, just by having conversation, right?
Yeah.
Whereas if you're,
But then you get out and then she looks like fucking.
Well, I'm saying you went in together, right? You got to go.
Yeah.
So you get your little Tinder date, whatever. Go in there, have fucking fake meat tofu bullshit, and then
can't see your table manners though.
Like no, you can't. But and they can't see that you're fucking not holding in your gut anymore.
Like you're out there, dick out.
You're out there, Al Bundy, pants off.
This is good.
Like, listen, like most of what you said about this place seems like, you know what, I would try it. It seems okay, except for one thing. There's one thing that makes me say, no, never, ever, ever gonna get me in that place. Mm-hmm. I can't do vegan. Like, I need some meat.
Oh, I mean,
I need some meat.
I did too. I expected that. That fish.
I don't do fish.
No, I know.
But so for me personally, like, I don't give a fuck about the dark. I'd go by myself because I mean none of that fucking moves me, right? I'll go check it out, whatever. But when you tell me there ain't no meat there, no, I'm good. I'll fucking,
but don't tell you.
I'm with everything else. But you said they got a vegetarian, like you're gonna.
I didn't know until we got out and they show you the menu and all the 7-course meal.
No, fuck that. No, you feed me some fake meat, then I'm going back in the dark and whooping somebody's ass. I got me
somebody dying in the dark.
I got some goggles on too now, bitch. Like, I'll come through there on my cell phone with the light on, bitch. I see you. I'm whooping somebody's ass if I find out I didn't eat no meat. Like, I'll everything else cool, but like, give me some protein. Give me some legit fucking protein. Let me get some meat in this motherfucker. if I'm gonna spend however much money you got to spend to go eat in the fucking dark, nigga. Anyways, I digress. But I would need some meat. The rest of it seems like a cool experience.
Well, if you and I was lucky, and I told Yamanika, I'm like, look, I just met you 4 weeks ago, because she went around like in the dark and saying, hey, Carrie, I've known you for this long, blah 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 blah. You're a great person. We've talked. I tell you about my shit. Hey, John, we play Fortnite together. And then she got to me. I'm like, what is she gonna say about me? I met her like 4 weeks ago in New York for like 20 minutes, and she's like, oh, back, you're genuine. She acted like I've known her for a long time. And I'm like, by the way, like the fact that I'm sitting here, dark or not, and I'm surrounded by comics at a restaurant is mind blowing to me to begin with. And the fact that she had no reason really to invite me, but she did 4 weeks ago and stuck with it.
Plenty of reason to invite you. You're a charming fellow, so I've heard.
Yeah, I am. Not to you, but the point is she stuck with it, because you can say some 4 weeks ago, and then
in another city, in another state, in another time zone.
Exactly, and then I had 3 a.m. in front of the Comedy Cellar.
Yeah,
and then 4 weeks later, I totally forgot with reservation.
Yeah, and then high side on a nigga.
Yeah,
right?
Pretty much, and ghost me and just duck me the whole time.
But she didn't. She a real one.
Yeah, so I really appreciate it.
See, I know that you wanted to save that story to tell on the Vegas side, but that's a great Skankfest story.
Yeah,
that's the type of moments that Skankfest brings out. Like that doesn't happen without Skankfest.
Yeah, true. Cause that's what
you might have had you and Yamanika maybe going somewhere, but like to have that collection of people, that only happens there.
Yeah, Carrie was cracking me up, and I end up in the car. We're driving back to Skankfest because they all have sets to do. Yamanika had to do mic check for goddamn Comedy Jam, and so we're in the.
Was she killed, by the way?
Yes, she did a
CeeLo.
Yeah, CeeLo. Fuck you. We're in her car, and like during the dinner, I found out that Carrie was the dance instructor. Like she used to do music videos and a lot of dancehall shit too. And I'm like, oh, I used to do dancehall workshops too for kids here at Atomic Dance Factory back in the day. So we connected on that. So when we walked out, we started talking dancehall and everything. We get in Yamanika's car, and we just start going off and singing like Beanie Man songs and everything. And Yamanika's like, if you two don't shut the fuck up with your dancehall, get out of my fucking car. But we were just cracking up, just singing along. It was great. So yeah, I agree with you. This is Skankfest. This is my Skankfest highlight.
Yeah,
I would say. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
But I attribute to Vegas because it wasn't comedy related. It had to do with going to that blackout dinner.
Put it wherever you want to put it, but I'm glad that you had a chance to experience darkness. I mean, you a dark nigga.
This is the blackest dinner I've ever been to.
And that's saying a lot coming from a nigga from Africa.
Yes,
this is the
blackest dinner. In the dark with black folks, comedian, being loud.
Eating the devil's food. Fucking tofu is not natural.
There was no tofu in there.
Sure there wasn't.
No, there wasn't. But 7-course meal, it's about $90, maybe $100 with tip and everything.
Oh wow, I thought it would have been more than that.
No, I thought that was pretty cheap for the
quality
and the quality of if the food was not on point, I'd be like, all right, hit the button, get me the fuck out of here.
Oh, they have a button so you can get the fuck out?
Yeah, if you need to go to the bathroom, if you're freaking out or whatever, you can get out. They come get you, and then they bring you back in if you want to.
Got you. Yeah. Let me ask you something about that food, though. I'm assuming that for this experience, the food would probably have a very clean taste to it. Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when.
What do you mean clean? Like distinct?
Like not. Like you could taste the food itself, not necessarily like the butter and the grease and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's fresh food. It was cooked fresh. This shit it's not lathered in a bunch of bullshit. This is pristine tasting. Yeah.
And it's like it was so good that you couldn't really pinpoint. Everybody had a different. Oh, it tastes like this. Oh, I can taste some strawberry. Oh, I can taste something else. It was like that because you can't.
It takes a lot of trust to go in a place like
But
that.
you could see. I mean, that's what they ask you. They're like, hey, first we need you to trust us
Mm-hmm.
because this is an experience. We're not like some shitty diner bringing you chicken and waffles here. We cook this thing fresh. I didn't know it was vegan until I got out, honestly, because I was waiting for some chicken or something, you know. But yeah, definitely worth it.
Like, you know, you never know. They could walk by with dick out next to you and shit. You know, I'm like, it's dark. You don't know. Like, waitress might.
You gotta be trusted.
You didn't even know that they changed your plates. They could have put a dick on your shoulder. You'd had no fucking clue.
I would feel that though.
Would you though?
Yeah.
You didn't feel them taking your bowl in front of you.
Yeah, but put a dick on my shoulder. I think I feel that.
No, my smell is very heightened right now.
Oh yeah, look, I could. At one point,
I can smell a dick from a room away.
My smell, yes. Yamanika was like, "You smell the food that's not even here yet." I'm like, "How do you know it's not here yet?"
Like, I'm just, you know, somebody might be like, and then rubbing on your shit, and you don't even know. That might be somebody you with. You know what I'm saying? Just be like,
the food was delicious. That's all I'll say. And they don't even allow you to take a picture of the menu on your way out. You just have to remember if you can.
See, that's you know, one thing I'll say about,
because otherwise you go out and you tell people, "Hey, if you go there, this is the menu."
Right.
And they don't want people to know. If you remember, good, but don't take a picture of it.
One thing that I appreciated about the whole, well, one thing that I noticed is that it was hard to tell where Skankfest ended and where Vegas began, and vice versa. Like when you left Skankfest.
That's your three?
No.
Oh.
No, it just felt like when you left Skankfest and walked down Fremont, it was the same energy.
Well, I always wondered where people went when Skankfest dies down, like after those 11 o'clock shows. If they don't go to the, to the strip club, that hippo thing, or gambling, maybe they just go back to their hotel and just play whatever. But I was wondering, like, here's thousands of people in that shopping mall that once the thing's over, they're unleashed into the city of craziness that doesn't sleep. Where do they go?
I think a lot of them.
Did you see a group of skanks just walk into a bar or walk into a casino or anything like that?
I know that, like, whenever I'd go back to the Nugget, there would be like all of the Austin comics would be at the bar in the casino downstairs. So like there'd be like, I'd walk in and it'd be 10, 15 people that I know at 5:30 in the morning, sitting down there, standing around in the casinos. I'm assuming that the rest of the patrons of the festival probably found themselves in similar situations on the casino floor in one of the casinos that were within walking distance. Yeah, I'd say that there was a good chance that most of them probably were found hanging out around the casino in their.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I didn't run into anybody. Not a lot of people staying at the D. Not many skanks at the D. Believe it or not.
Not a lot of skanks at the D. All right, my number 3 would be Oddfellows.
Okay, yeah.
And it seems like a very random thing, right? Because I didn't see a lot of Vegas, but I genuinely liked that place when I went in. And I'd sent you a message. It was like, yo, you got to come over here. But it was like when I walked in, it was like, that was like, because it's right across the street from Fremont. So it's not like I went too far. It's just a block away.
Yeah.
And I remember walking into Oddfellows and just looking up and going, wow. Right? And there's nothing really special.
With the giant screen in the back, yeah.
Well, not even like when you first walk in.
Oh, that first little room?
That first room with the bricks and stuff.
Yeah.
And I just remember walking in and just being like, wow. And then they're like, yeah, there's a room over here. And it's like, okay, and it looked like there's another bar behind there. And I was like, okay, this is a cool little spot. Like, it felt like a nice little hole in the wall in a place where hole in the wall don't really happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they're like, no, it goes back further. And they just open up the back bar. It's like, wait, there's more? And then you go back and there's another room. And then that's where the screen was that you saw. But then you walk up to the screen and then there's a hallway there. And then
I didn't see that because I texted you. I was like, I know you. Are you pranking me right now? Fucking useless spiller.
Literally on the other side of the wall. It's funny. You call me the useless spiller, but you can't walk through the door.
No,
you couldn't find the fucking door.
You said I'm all
in the very back. In the very back.
I didn't know, so I kept walking. I did not see that entry on the.
Because your eyes are useless. That's what they're supposed to do more than be brown.
It's not gonna work.
They're supposed to be more than be brown.
Not gonna work.
They didn't get you through the door.
Nah.
Where there was a DJ. Did you not hear the music?
No, I didn't.
So yeah, like
No, because when I came back after you had left, because you told me you were I don't know where you were with Tone, right? Tone,
I was with my homeboy. They used to live out here.
oh, okay. I thought you were with Tone there.
No. I was with my boy, Chris DeVore, the karate cowboy, guitar extraordinaire.
Oh, okay. No, because when I went back, I was like, well, actually, when you told me about Oddfellas,
Mm-hmm.
I had Googled it
Mm-hmm.
like
Because you said you had
10
looked at
minutes.
going there earlier.
Yeah, because I was like, I just had my experience at Tao,
Mm-hmm.
right? That was shitty. Dance hall party that don't exist. I'm like, fuck a club. Find me a lounge, like a small spot that I can go to where the music.
It was, and like when I messaged you, like it was your vibe. It was like there was a DJ back there, and he's kind of playing like funk type stuff, like that. Like it was what's the app that the one that you've been listening to forever?
Refunk?
Yes, it had like that type of feel.
Because that changed when I came back.
When you went back in there?
Yes.
Okay.
Because when I went back, it turned into, at first I was like, okay, this is kind of cool, and it quickly turned into a Mexican party.
Dope.
And then when you were in line,
Oh yeah, because I remember hearing all that shit. Yes. But yeah, but when I went back there, like look, I'm easy. You take me to a spot that has like a bunch of different vibes in it.
mm-hmm.
I fucks with that,
Mm-hmm.
right? When you walk in, it feels like a hole in the wall, and the further you went, like it was like 5 rooms deep, but it still felt like a hole in the wall,
Yeah.
even though you were 5 rooms deep in this bitch. Is like how you feel like a hole in the wall, and then when you get all the way to the back room where the DJ set up and they got all the booths and sitting area around, I was like, yo, I could actually chill here. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, this is like if I would choose to go there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like next time I'm in Vegas, if I'm in the Fremont area, then I'm probably gonna be like, I'm gonna just shoot over here. Like it's a place that I'm glad I found because it didn't feel like Vegas
Mm-hmm.
as much as it felt like just like a
That's
cool
exactly-
little bar.
That's what their website says. It says Oddfellas is the place for people who hate the Vegas nightclub scene.
Oh well,
That's literally their.
literally we started this podcast with "fuck Vegas."
Yeah,
So
pretty much.
yeah, like, and that's definitely the vibe it gave off there. Like, and it was very like I enjoyed that spot, and it's like, you know what? I'm glad I found something that is for me here. You know, instead of trying to figure out how I fit into all these different places and things,
Yep.
like this is a place that's like already like this is my vibe.
The only thing that I didn't like is that I assumed that because this is the hole in the wall type thing, because you think, yeah, you know, you're in your 20s, you want to do you want to do it up in Vegas, right?
Mhm.
So this is not the spot that you'd want to go to. You'd be at Tao, you know, spending, you know, money or whatever.
Buku cash.
Yes, or be at the casinos or whatever. But by the time I came back, the place was packed, and packed with 20-year-olds. And I'm like, wait, no, this is supposed to be.
It was me. This was me.
Shit.
This was me. Yo, what is this?
No, I mean, I wanted the grown folk shit.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, maybe all the grown folks are gambling and all the young folks are in the club or in the hole in the wall. But I did not expect, the first time I came looking for you, there was maybe like 10, 15 people tops in like 3 different rooms, right?
Mm-hmm.
People were dancing here and there. You know, the bar, there's nobody at the bar. But when I came back, it was like, okay, this is now almost wall to wall. And people are moving.
Yeah, there was a fucking line out the ass.
20,
You're right.
And that's what killed it for me. And the Mexican.
You don't like Mexican music?
It was over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, they have lots of songs.
Yeah.
Mexicans have lots of
No,
songs.
not because I was going by what was played when you were there. I was like, I'm hoping they're still playing that shit now in the back. Maybe the front room could have something different. And people were jamming there, and I'm like, oh, maybe the back room is the quote unquote speakeasy. People are just chilling, and the music is kind of, you know, chill. But it was like,
Wait, so you did find that back room?
yeah.
Okay.
That's where I was when you were in line.
Got you.
And I was like, oh, I hope they go back to playing the funk or the, you know, the chill stuff.
You should have just opened that back door. I'd have came right in. Yeah.
I didn't stay long, honestly. I did not. Once it started getting packed to where there's a motherfucker standing right in front of me, like I have my space, and the dude just posted up right in front of me. I'm like, all right, this is it.
Yeah.
I can't fuck with that. I gotta go.
I dug the
And my
vibe
lower
there.
back started. Maybe early in the night is
Is the key?
Nighttime, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Because there was definitely a vibe in there earlier on that I was like, yo, I fucks with this. This is real chill.
Yeah.
And it made me feel at home.
Yeah, this is a totally Austin bar right there.
You think so? Would you go that far to call it an Austin bar?
No, what I mean is it's grimy.
Mm-hmm.
There's a grimy side and a little fancier side. It's a hallway. I always think Vegas as being this big. When you think going out at night, you think about a big room, big space. The bar is much bigger. It takes the whole wall.
It felt more San Antonio to me off the rip.
Okay, I'm not that familiar with San Antonio.
So then with the
Mexicans, yeah.
With the Mexican music, is like, yeah, of course. It just felt like a fucking Mexican bar. It felt like a San Antonio bar. It felt like being at the Mix on St. Mary's back in the day in San Antonio. It was like it had that type of vibe already. So that might have been the thing that spoke to me because I didn't get Austin, but I think I felt like a San Antonio connection to it. And then with the Mexican music, I was like, bitch, let me in.
No, I mean, I got like little like Dirty Bills vibe kind of thing.
Okay. I don't think, so that's across the street from WTF, right?
Yeah.
I think I went in there
like dive bar type of joint.
Right. It definitely has hardcore dive bar type of feel. So, but yeah, I like the Oddfellows. And if I make it back to Vegas, if it's possible for me to go back to Oddfellows, I would. I'd go back to Oddfellows and I'd go back to Nerd for sure.
Yeah. We were drawing our itinerary. All right. So my 3.
4, but go ahead.
Oh, shut up. It's my show.
For now.
If the Wednesday I get there, and I see that my boy Kofi is in town, and Kofi, I've known this cat for 10 plus years.
Kofi Kingston?
What's his last name? Kingston? No, I don't remember.
You got dreads?
No, bald.
Oh, okay.
He's one of the managers at Red Rose, the strip club.
Oh, yes. Or that Kofi.
That Kofi.
Chris and Kofi.
Yeah, Chris and Kofi.
Yeah.
So Chris is the owner and, Kofi the manager there. And I've known those guys for a long time. And I find out that they're in town. I'm in the Uber on my way to the hotel, and I find out they're in town. I call him up, and I'm like, yo, so what's up? And he goes, yo, I got, this is like a spontaneous trip to Vegas. And Chris just surprised me with these two friends that I hadn't seen in years. One of them flew in from Singapore. So I'm here for 2 days. And I'm like, you got plans tonight? And he goes, no, we're just going to be at the Bellagio and we'll be gambling, so just catch up with us. So this is Wednesday. Scanfest hasn't started yet. So take my time, eat at the D, and then go to Bellagio. And I haven't been to the Bellagio in 10 years. One of my boys used to work at the club that's in there. He was the host. And I find them, and they're playing blackjack. And I don't gamble. I don't play with money. I think, to each his own, not my thing. And I'm standing there. I'm just watching them play, and just like hundreds, just fucking. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I can't do math that quick. There's no fucking way I can keep up with this game. And I thought that if you sat down, you have to play. Mm-hmm. I thought that was the thing. And I'm like, I ain't got the money to play this shit. And then Kofi goes, hey, here's $100 if you want to play. I'm like, I don't know how to play. I'm like, I'll just tell you what to do. And the dealer actually plays for you if you want to, which I didn't know that was the thing. And he's like, okay, if, quit, stay, like split, whatever the words are. And so I played $100. I think I got bored. And then I just said, hey, here's 50 back, whatever. And then, so it's Chris, me, Kofi, and these two dudes who came to visit, and they've known each other for a long time. So I'm kind of the outsider, but those guys are like ballers. One of them, I think, works at the Bellagio because he's talking about all the construction that's going on. They're doing the stage in front of the fountains and all that shit. Mm-hmm. And he goes, hey, there's a speakeasy. Let's go to the speakeasy. I'm like, all right, sure. I'm going to the speakeasy, know all the staff who sat at this table. I'll show you a picture of it. It's fucking beautiful. And I'm like, I want a Negroni. $60 Negroni.
I don't want a Negroni anymore.
No, I wanted a Negroni.
Did it stop?
No. That's battery low. That's cool. $60 Negroni. And he's like, I got this, blah, blah, blah. And he's buying rounds of Jello shots and shots. He knows the staff. These girls would walk by, big titties, all that stuff. And I'm like, all right, well, we'll see where this goes. And at one point, Chris goes, hey, let's go to the Crazy Horse, the strip joint, to do market research. And I'm like, I don't know
I
what.
like how we both have a crazy horse theory on this show, and they're so different.
Yes.
They're
Oh
so
my god.
different.
I mean, and I'm so van pulls up, black van pulls up, takes us to the Crazy Horse. We walk in, and of course, they know the people there because they come here a lot. And then we get a booth, and I don't do strip clubs. I mean, I used to go to the Yellow Rose back in the day, and I'd pay dancers with dance class cards, $20. Like,
I'm sorry, you did what now?
I'll go to the Yellow Rose.
You go to the Yellow Rose,
Yes, and,
and
I would be like, "Yeah, here's this is $20. Come take a class."
you would give bitches a $20 card to come take a dance class
That was the currency.
as a tip.
Yep.
And how did they respond when you gave them a $20 gift card to come to your job?
Oh, they laughed it off.
And then said, "Where's my money?"
Yeah, then I did pay. But still, I think it was hilarious.
They're like,
Are you fucking? Am I that bad? I'm like, yeah, come take some classes. I can teach you some moves.
"That's very cute, Babu. Now give me my fucking money."
Yeah, right. So we sit down and they're buying like buckets of beer, rounds of drinks for us, for the girl. I mean, 5 girls came up, sat next to us, and this girl sits next to me, and I'm like, and I'm literally sitting like this, arms crossed, like hands in my pocket. I'm like, this is not my shit.
Mhm.
Like, I don't like to be teased. This is not, and I know it's Vegas, so you expect me to be like, yo, here, da, 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 make it rain, buy bottles. I'm like, that's not me. They are. I mean, they're having a ball. They're like, all right, grab this bitch here. This one's sitting across my lap. This one I have around my arm. Like, they know what they're strip club owners. They know what they're doing.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, yeah, so what's your name? Yeah, my name's London, blah, 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 blah. And I try to figure out how long it would take me until I'm fucking with her money.
Right.
To just talk, have a conversation. Because she was telling me, yeah, I used to, I'm like, hey, did you dance anywhere? I was like, yeah, I used to win crump competitions when I was 12 years old. I'm like, oh, that's dope. Do you still crump? Like, I would love to see you crump. This is a strip club, but, whatever. And she started, and then I told her I was speaking French, and she was like, yeah, I speak French a little bit, so we fucked around with that. And at one point, she goes, all right, we're going to go to this back room now. I'm like, wait, this is not, I thought this happened here. Because in Austin, it's in the main room. Like, no, we go to the back room.
Mm-hmm.
She grabs my hand, takes me to the back room, and then there goes the pitch. And she's like, all right, well, this is how it's going to work. You got to pay for my time and drinks. So what's your budget?
Yeah, we passed it when I came in.
Shit. I mean, this is...
I'm going to be at Oddfellows, to be honest. I'm going to go back to Oddfellows.
No, I mean, I didn't spend anything so far because I was rolling with those guys.
Yeah.
So they were paying... And I felt bad because I was like, okay, when we get to the strip club, let me buy you at least a drink. Like, whatever it is, I'll buy you a drink. But they were so like, no, come on, we got you, blah, blah. And Kofi walking around, yo, that's my little brother. Take good care of him. So we get to the room, and she's like, all right, what's your budget? I'm like, what are you talking about budget? I don't know what that... I never had a stripper ask me for a budget. And she's like, well, this is... Some people come here, you pay for my time, $2,000, $1,000. I'm like, what's the small? What is the...
What a hug
the
cost.
value... What is the value item? What is the...
You're like, I don't have that many dance instruction cards.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What is the TJ Maxx price? Because I'm like, all right, I'll do 200. 200 for 30 minutes. Plus the drinks. And I'm like, all right, fuck it. Let's do it. So she takes me to another room where you're in the booth, and then fucking Kofi walks by with another bitch and goes, ah! I'm like, nigga. And he goes in the booth right next to me. There's literally just a wall between us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, motherfucker, if you moan once, I swear to God, I'm coming up here and I'm smacking you. And so she started dancing. And I'm like, I kind of want to see you crump. You said you were... I'm still trying to make like small talk because I'm like, I don't care for a lap dance. It's just pointless. I don't give a fuck about that stuff. And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna crump. I'm just gonna, give you a dance. She started to talk to me as she's giving me the dance, and then she sits on me and puts my hands on her ass.
Are you sure that you want to continue this story on the feedback?
Why?
I'm just saying you're about to get, I don't know. I mean, this is, a little X-ray that you're getting into. You want to share. I mean, this might be a little lowbrow for your audience, is what I'm saying.
Really?
Yeah, a little,
We had episodes about some bullshit. You're talking about the Amazon position, and you're gonna talk to me about.
Yeah, that was your guest saying crazy shit.
This on my show. This is to represent my show. Point is, I felt a BBL for the first time.
Big black lips.
No,
a big black lesbian.
Brazilian butt lift, a butt enhancement surgery.
Big booty Lizzie. Big booty Lizzo.
No, but that shit felt like
big breasted lesbian. BBL.
No, just Brazilian butt lift.
Big body Larry.
How many of these you got?
I got all day.
It's 1:00, man. Trying to get home.
Okay, we got 5 minutes and we wrapping this up.
Yeah,
because I'm about to go sleep. All right, let's do it. So you're there and you got a fake booty in your hand,
and she kept putting my hands on it, and I'm like, no, this is gross. I didn't say that, but I kept taking them off. It feels like a rubber ducky. It looked great.
But you don't have a problem with fake breast.
No, that doesn't bother me.
But the booty does.
No, because it's still a very recent, like, fake boobs been around for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole like butt injection thing is still very recent. And the thing is, I was more surprised because it looked natural, like it fits her body and everything. But there's some bitches out there with like
Nicki Minaj,
like Twigs for legs, and all of a sudden it's a big fucking thing. You're like, there's no way.
Yeah.
Because I saw this video of girls who go overseas, like to Brazil, to get it done, and they can't sit for weeks. So that means they can't sit on the plane on the way back here.
Right.
So because it hurts, and so everybody's like, "Ma'am, you got to sit down. It's takeoff." She's like, "I can't. I just had my butt done." It's like that. But her look natural, just like fake tits would. It's just the touch. It feels like you're touching rubber.
Did you examine her for any scarring?
No.
You had it there, and she wanted you to, for your budget.
I'm like, look.
I got 30 minutes. I got 30 minutes, bitch. Show me where they put the injection in at.
For $200 and 2 drinks, I'm like, I don't want none of this. To a point where I'm like, all right, I'll help you with your dancing, because she was on me, and I'm kind of moving with her so that I don't have to put my hands on that ass.
Did you enjoy yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I had to for $200. I was like, yeah, this is my first night in Vegas. Why not? That was really my approach. And I'm like, I'm here with dudes who are used to this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. Let's keep our minds open. And
when's the last time you went to a strip club?
Fuck, over 10 years ago.
We're going to have to make a trip to Laredo.
You trying to scar me for life?
Scar? I'm trying to
traumatize you?
No, trying to bring you back to life.
Shit. Because that was...
You go to a strip club in Laredo where they don't speak English. Yeah.
Are they walking around with bullet wounds? Like, what?
They don't walk around with bullet wounds. We'll have to make a trip to Laredo. I'll just say that.
All right, fine. Book a show. I'll come and open for you.
You don't want to do. Yeah, okay.
You suggested it. I'll do it.
You know what? You know what? Fuck it. Yes, I will. I will book you to come do. And
I ain't going by myself though.
No, I would never send you by yourself.
All right, good.
No. Of course, I'd be there to guide you through your first experience in Laredo. You know,
this sounds traumatic.
It's not like I'm taking you to the D. Like
I've been there. I can report back on it.
You handled that by yourself.
Yeah, the D was just fine.
Yeah, no,
very comfortable.
Yeah, we can make a trip down to Laredo.
No, I'm down. But it's kind of like when in Rome.
$50. Everything you did for $200 in Vegas, $50 you'll do much more.
I think that's still too high. But it's one of those like when in Rome kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'll eat it up. And then when and at 30 minutes, it was the middle of the song. She just stopped. She's like, all right, I'm done. I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'm out. I went back to the main room, and this girl comes by, and she giving massages. Like and for $20 for 3 minutes straight, she gave me one of the best massages I've ever had. I got 2 of them. I'm like, yo, what you just did for me for $40 for 6 minutes has way more value than what that bitch did with that rubber ducky ass.
If she had a real ass, would you have had a better time in the back?
Yeah, and better moves too.
I mean,
But I don't think much of it. That's the thing. Like I'm just like, yeah, I'm here. I make the best of it because I spend the money and I'm trying to, enjoy myself.
mm-hmm.
But it felt kind of, because I'm not used to it. It felt kind of forced, but I did enjoy myself anyway. Just from the banter
Mm-hmm.
and just the things that were happening, in real time. I was like, yeah, I can talk about this.
I mean, I've been to one strip club this year. You've been to one strip club this year. I'd say you probably had a better time at your strip club because mine was in South Dakota. So
Oof. We won't save that for another show.
at least your strip club was a Vegas strip
Whoa.
club. I was in a South Dakota strip club and very different, very different.
I bet. But see what, like when I got out, I couldn't find Kofi, I couldn't find Chris, and I was just like, I'm gonna call my Lyft, and I bet you some bitch gonna walk and sit next to me because I'm by myself now. I'm by myself at a booth with a bucket of beer, a bunch of drinks lined up, and I'm like, it's going. And next thing you know, this girl walks up like, hey boo, how you doing? I'm like, look, my Lyft is on its way.
You're a fucking buzzkill. God damn. Why do you have to be so French African in the fucking club?
I spent the money. I had a good time. She was telling me, oh, they're filming a reality show and it's going to be on Paramount Plus, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, this is great. I'm good. And then it's first night. If I wasn't going to blow everything on the first night, I said I had 3 days of Skank Fest.
Mm-hmm.
4 days of Skank Fest left.
Yeah, you can't blow your wad before you get back to the D.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I was looking forward to it too. It's a dumbass hotel name, I swear. This is the dumbest hotel name. All right, so that's my 3.
That's your 3. All in all, fuck Vegas. But even in a fuck Vegas place, even in a fuck mood, there's still some shit that you could take away that you can enjoy. You know what I'm saying? And I started my trip very fuck Vegas heavy, but I definitely left there going, yeah, I come back.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, there was another thing that
Oh, your number 4?
It's not a number 4, but it's just a side story that happened that I would throw in there like as an honorable mention. I was talking to my pops. I was at the pool at the Nugget. Because most of the days before I would go over to the festival, I would just sit at the pool, like not in pool gear. I'm just dressed and shit. And I would just sit at the pool and chill. And I called my pops on FaceTime and I was telling him I was at the Nugget and everything. And my dad hasn't been to Vegas in like 20 years. And he's like, man, I tell you what, the Golden Nugget had this one thing that I really liked about it. They had this aquarium. It was badass. It was like a big aquarium with all these fish and shit. And I was like, word?
Down the pool, right?
Yeah. And like I'm sitting there and I'm staring at what he's talking about. And he's like, there's a slide that goes down and goes through it. Man, that thing was bad. I go, you mean this one right fucking here? And I flip the camera around and I go, this shit? He goes, yeah. And I go, it was just funny that he was like describing this whole thing about his favorite thing about the Golden Nugget. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sitting in front of that shit right now. Like,
oh, I forgot. This is a big mention. Melissa and Jean's wedding.
yes. Oh, that's right. You didn't mention it in the Skankfest one. So yes, let's wrap it up on this.
Yes. So first of all, congratulations.
I was actually at the pool at the Nugget laying down when I got
You
that.
went for a nap?
Yeah, I went to go lay down and then you were like the wedding and I was like, fuck, I just got here.
Man, I was looking forward to it because I've never been to a Vegas wedding. And so we show up and fucking Clay's working the shop.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Shout out Clay Foreman.
Yo,
man. Clay,
man.
the boy Clay, he works security everywhere.
He's probably at the Nerd too. I mean, I don't know.
He was working security there too. I saw him sitting outside the bathroom in the airport.
He was at the D checking people in. No, but I'm like, and who shows up? I mean, Corinne Fisher, Josh Adam Myers, Khalees Hawkins, Amy was there, Ariel was there, David was there. It's all comics in the room, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna be 20 minutes tops.
Mhm.
And they were not when they invited us. Well, you were there when they invited us together, right? I don't remember.
I don't remember.
No. They invited me separately. And they were like, oh, we're in Vegas, might as well make it official. Blah blah blah. I'm like, fucking do it, great. And the vows were great. I mean, we're laughing the whole time, but that Elvis impersonator.
The video you showed.
Oh
me.
my God, this is the most. This could have been my number one because this is one of those things that I'm gonna favorite this video, make it my screensaver or something. And every time I'm down or I feel sad, I can watch this motherfucker doing Elvis karate, Elvis dance impression, and I'm gonna crack up no matter what.
Yeah,
because I could not breathe. This is probably the biggest laugh I had all that whole weekend was that Elvis motherfucker.
nice.
Seriously, don't get me wrong. You kill that sheath. Blackout dinner, hilarious.
No, but some things tickle you.
No, but, oh my God, because he would talk, do this whole speech like what's the word when you ordain a wedding, and then he just
Officiated wedding,
and then he start just doing this. I'm like, yo, I was like, Corinne, please text me that video. I need that shit. This is gonna save my life. It's gonna save a lot of lives, I'm sure. But it was the funniest, man. So all weddings should have a fake Elvis, and should only last 20 minutes, and have a few comics in the room.
all right. Is that how you're gonna do your wedding?
No, I can't because it's African. Africans can't do that. It's out of my power.
Well, look, it's
Out of
gonna
my control.
you're gonna marry a white chick, so there's gonna be 2 wedding ceremonies. So they're gonna have their shit too, and you can be like,
you know what? If not for like the official one, but just to fuck around, I'll do it.
yeah. I mean, you're gonna go back to Singapore or wherever the fuck, and like do the whole fucking.
No, I don't have to be there. They do the wedding without.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they could just do shit
They just
on
do
your
the
behalf.
wedding, on my behalf. Someone
Yeah.
represents my wife. Someone represents me.
And then the
Talk
video
and pray.
the video you post on Facebook. Hubba hubba.
Oh man, this is. I'm gonna put it at the end of the video because it was so fucking good. It was so freaking good. So shout out to Gene and Melissa. Melissa's hilarious.
Congratulations, guys.
Yes.
By the way.
Yeah, big up. So, all right. You have anything else? Or are you done? Honorable mention.
Nah, I'm good.
I think bottom line is fuck you Vegas.
Fuck you, Vegas. That's all I have left. Is
Fuck you Vegas, but we'll be back.
You know what? I'm gonna have a third kid. I'm gonna name him Vegas, just so I can say "fuck you, Vegas" without anybody talking shit. Fuck you, Vegas.
Yeah, we'll be back. We'll definitely back. I don't know where to go, Florida, whatever, but just Vegas. That side of Vegas, especially, not the strip side, but that side of Vegas definitely has its own vibe and its own. We haven't touched on bootleg Michael and all the crazy shit on Fremont Street.
We didn't talk about the bitches that tried to hustle me that I yelled at. We didn't talk about any of that stuff.
That's fine.
Yeah, we're good. We didn't talk about the dude carrying 2 snakes in a backpack.
I didn't see that.
Oh, I got a video of it.
I saw the family of kids, the family that would, with the kids that would either play drums or rap till 3 a.m.
Yeah, we didn't talk anything about fucking children like kids.
Like kids, like 5 years old,
in a circle on Fremont at 3 a.m. on a Friday night, just fucking playing the drums like this nigga didn't go to school today and shit. Like, what is happening?
They were there Thursday night. I'm telling you, and the dad is just standing there like motherfucker, you know what time it is? Yeah.
Yeah, get that nigga some coffee so he can make it to homeroom on time.
Shit, I don't get it. Anyway,
Yeah.
all right. So
fuck you, Vegas.
Fuck you, Vegas. Underscore Aaron Cheatham
On AirTang.
and everything. Family man. Let's get him to 41 before we get him to 50.
I need to get that shirt, y'all. Mr. 50K.
And the FeedBak BAK Record Play Live. Make sure you get your tickets too.
Hold on. One last thing.
What?
I want to give a shout out to you.
Oh.
Because it clearly, we have proven it doesn't matter where in the fuck in the world we are. What you guys hear whenever I'm on this motherfucker, this is how it is whenever the fuck we go anywhere. It doesn't matter where in the country we are. It doesn't matter who's around. like this is it at all times. And to be honest with you, it was dope kicking it with you in Vegas, having you around. Like, yeah, like to be honest, if you weren't there, it definitely probably would have just stayed at a fuck you Vegas.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't finna get gay or nothing like that, but you know what I'm saying, nigga.
Yeah, you don't have to.
But you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
no,
it was.
You have to get in the D and shit.
I'm not trying to take you to the D. But it was dope. Us being able to kick it, hang out. It wasn't like Houston because you weren't following me around everywhere. But you were still maneuvering and shit. And like this is our second Skank Fest, so now we know how to move around and shit. We ain't necessarily got to be up underneath each other all the time, but like you would text. Where you at? I'm in the fucking tank. I'm in the tank. Oh shit, nigga, you here too?
I'm like, yeah, I can see you.
yeah. Or that's where Useless Pillar came from, because you were like, I'm in the tank. I go, I am too. I go, yeah, no shit. You standing there like a useless pillar. Just the fucking cunt.
It's hard to miss you. You look like a useless pillar in the hallway.
But I mean, this is our second Skank Fest, and like. I hope we get to do this more often. I hope we get to come back and next year do this again, and the year after that do this again.
And other festivals too.
And I mean, right now we just got the Skank Fest one to talk about, but nah, man, like it's dope that we get to that I got to experience that, you got to experience that, but then that like, we also got to experience this shit together.
Yeah.
And it just adds to the lore that you niggas ain't never gonna know. There's some shit that me and Back we got a vibe y'all niggas only think you can feel. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We'll find out if it's that special or not, though.
I was waiting. Like, I was wondering how you were going to drop it the whole time.
I'm really good.
Hey, don't flatter yourself.
I don't need to. The D flatters me all the time.
Like, we should like French F and Mosey, the useless pillar.
So,
Presents. Anyway, all right. Follow _Aaron Cheatham.
That's right.
Follow the FeedBak Record Play Live. Remember, Producers Edition on Sunday, November 5th. You go to recordplay.live/producers. Get your tickets. It will be hosted by Rudy Davino, DJ K. Kelly, myself. We'll be back at Pershing. So get your tickets. It's going to sell out again. I know it's Afrotech weekend, so it's going to be packed.
I ain't even heard from them niggas this year.
From what?
Afrotech.
They're supposed to come back.
Yeah. I saved them niggas last year. These niggas ain't even fucking pick up the phone.
Well, you can tell them to their face when they come back.
I'll tell them. Let them show up at my house again.
That's expensive again, boy. Oh, Rick Ross is coming. Spinderella. Jadakiss.
Hey, yeah, Black Oak TV, Afrotech. I was there last year with y'all. I hope y'all make it through that fucking night. Like, hit your boy up.
All right. Thank you for tuning in, y'all. We'll talk to you next time. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.